What's up, guys? It's VapeTrac, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Billow RTA by Eciggity and EHPRO. Alright, so this is pretty much the newest product from EHPRO and Eciggity together. I got this tank from Eciggity.com for about $34.99. It is up for pre-order right now. It has a bunch of improvements over the V1 Billow, and it's just a really, really well-performing tank. I mean, this is the first day I got it, and I can't tell you that it's not going to leak, it's not going to have the same issues as the V1, but as for right now, I threw a coil in it, and I wicked it up, I did everything, and it's just performing really well. Alright, so why don't we just cut to the chase and dive down and take a look at this tank. Okay, so here is the packaging for the Billow V2. Okay, so it comes in a box like this, usually what EHPRO sends out with their products, and it has a security code on the back and everything to check for, you know, just to verify that it's a legitimate product. Okay, so we just take off the sleeve here. Underneath is a little flap, and then we have the user manual. Now, this manual is pretty thorough. It tells you how to disassemble it, how to clean it, how to put your coil in, how to fill it, and everything. Okay, and usually this stuff comes in packaged in plastic, but in here we have, of course, the Billow, and we have one of those blue screwdrivers that they put in these products, and then a bag full of extra O-rings and a couple spare screws for the deck. Okay, so taking a closer look, obviously there's moisture in here. I did wash it when I first got it out of the mail, just to check for any machine oil, but there really wasn't any. There wasn't any particles, anything like that. It was just pretty much clean. Just to make sure, you know, I just wash it. A couple of initial observations. You'll see that the tank section is a little bit bulged out, opposed to where the deck would be, and this top cap here. That is because they wanted to make this a little bit shorter than the V1 and still maintain that 5 milliliter juice capacity. So in my right hand is the Billow version 1, and as you can see that it is a little bit shorter, the Billow V2, but not by much. But I really don't mind this design here. I think it's new and it's innovative and it's different. Okay, so taking this apart, this tank has quite a few parts to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to first remove this base part. I will show you all the adjustable airflow and everything when I reassemble it. But we're taking apart the deck now. Okay, and right away you'll notice there is this is kind of like half a chimney. The way they have it designed is that you would basically build your coils, you know, wick it up and everything, and then insert it into the tank. And this way you wouldn't have to empty it every time you would maybe check your coils, change your wick, whatever. So on the top of this section there's a little O-ring. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, there's a little O-ring there. And you know, once you build your coils and everything, and you wick it up, you could just pop this back on and then put it into the tank. Right away we're going to take a look at this deck here. Okay, so taking a look at this deck, there's quite a few differences compared to the original V1 deck. Okay, so apparently they put these cotton grooves in here, so above the juice channels, so that you could just pretty much set your cotton right there, right directly above the juice channels. Hopefully that'll stop any issues with wick placement as far as preventing leaks and getting the right amount of juice to the coils. But all in all, it's pretty much it looks pretty similar to the deck on the V1. There is a 4-post design here that makes it much easier than if there was a 3-post. But you know, something different from the V1 is we have the not only threads up here, we also have threads down here around the base. So just to compare, I'm going to take the V1 deck and just put it up against the V2 deck, just to take a look at some of the differences here. Okay, so I do have a coil build on the V1 deck here. You could tell it's the V1 by this giant silicone seal on the bottom here. But a couple of differences we have here is, one, the airflow is adjustable with this ring here. So obviously this is wide open, and it stops. It doesn't spin around freely. There actually is some resistance, and it's not too easy to move this ring. It's actually just the right amount of resistance, I find. I feel like if you had this in your pocket or something, it wouldn't just spin around and mess up your airflow settings. But it's pretty much easy enough just to, you know, find the right size and just get it there without any hassle. As you notice on the bottom, there is no fill port. There are no adjustable air hole screws because they did away with those options, and I'll show you how to fill it later. But see, this is the Billow V1's base. There are the airflow screws right here, these two ones, and then the fill port. Okay. Okay, so basically, when you have your coils built, oh yeah, and this whole thing is you can disassemble this entire thing, by the way. You would just take out that pin and then follow the directions that are in the manual. I don't know. I'm not going to take it apart just because I want to make this video short. But okay, so basically you have your coils and your wicks set and everything, and they're all pre-juiced. Okay, you would take this section here, O-ring facing up, and you would screw it on here like this. Okay, and then put it into the tank. But let's take a look at the tank section here. Okay, so looking at the tank section, right away we have a few differences. Instead of that ridiculous, inconvenient juice port on the V1, we have these 4 slots here, and what you could do is just pretty much, you know, stick the needle of your e-juice bottle in there, or maybe maybe a finer tip, but a juice bottle. But honestly, it looks much easier to fill than the V1, and with this system, you know, popping your deck in there after you built it and everything, without having to empty out your tank I think is going to be much more efficient and much easier. Okay, so this whole thing, you can disassemble it. Alright, so we basically unscrew the top cap from the rest of the tank. Okay, and this is the tank right here. As you can see, it's kind of, it's not in an exact cylinder shape. It's kind of, might be a little bulgy in the middle here. But yeah, that's the tank section, and here is the chimney section along with the base that connects to the glass here. Okay, so we have an O-ring at the bottom in here that's to seal off the juice. Okay, this is the chimney. This does not come off. This top part does not come off. This whole thing is one unit. Okay, so you won't be able to take this apart. Alright, and then here is the top cap portion of this tank. Okay, as you can see, there is threading here to connect to the top of the chimney, and then there's an O-ring here to seal out the juice. These O-rings are kind of small. I'm wondering how they will do as far as sealing the juice in, but this is just pretty much a first impressions video, so I'll check that out when I get to filling it up and everything. Okay, so here is the drip tip. This is pretty interesting. It's a stainless steel top part, and then the bottom, the base of the drip tip is Delrin, and it's double O-ringed, you know, to make a good seal and make sure it's not wobbly. So let's see. There is a little bit of play there in the drip tip, but I guess that's okay. I'm not really bothered by that. Alright, so to fully assemble this, okay, we just take the base here with the build deck and this, I don't know what to call this, maybe just like a little barrel. I don't know. I guess it'll just be called the barrel now. You know, once you have your wick and coils and everything set, you take this barrel, put it on there, O-ring facing up, alright, and then you put this chimney on here, just like so. Well, actually, you know what, here, just put this deck down here for a second, then you would take the tank, assemble it, you know, make sure the O-rings are set and everything, and just screw this all together, like so, and make sure it's snug. Okay, and you would just fill up your juice through one of these 4 ports over here. Okay, and then all you'd have to do at that point is just put your base on, like so, and then set your airflow to what you want it. Let's see if I can get, yeah, set your airflow to what you want it, and then you're good to go. Now obviously the features are a lot different than the V1 here. The improvements would probably be the different style of filling, the adjustable airflow, the deck design is also different. There's a bunch of improvements over the V1, and I'm really happy about that. I hope it performs as well as it looks, because you know, it looks really nice actually. I think it's pretty aesthetically pleasing, and I think overall it's just a better improvement over the V1, and it should give you better performance and just the way it's designed. Because I noticed that in the V1, the space in between the glass and the chimney is very small. So when you're filling it, there's something wrong with the vacuum pressure, and it just tended to leak out the top. Any of you who have owned the Billow V1, you'll know it's a pain in the ass to fill. It's a pain in the ass, you know, when you put it on the side and it leaks out. It's just a whole bunch of problems with this, okay? I hope they solved it with the V2 here. And honestly, it does look like there is room in between the glass and the outer wall of the chimney here for the juice to flow down and, you know, not mess with that vacuum that's supposed to form in there. Instead of just flowing straight out the drip tip, I think it'll just accumulate in the tank like it should. So I'm going to build on this, I'm going to fill it up, and we're going to see how it vapes. Okay, so I have the coils built, and right now I'm rocking a dual 26 gauge macro coil setup wrapped around a 2.4 millimeter screwdriver. Okay, and the way I have the cotton set up is I pretty much just went with the design here of the in the manual, and I put it into those cotton grooves on the base there. Okay, so this is my first time building it. I'm going to see if it leaks, if there's any problems, any burnt hits or whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this chimney part and put it O-ring side up. Okay, so that's how it looks. Okay, so we have the deck. I'm just going to take it off of here for a second. Okay, so we have the tank here. I have a bottle. Okay, just a regular Boston round bottle. Let's see if it fills it up correctly. Okay, right away we're not having any issues. Alright, I just noted when you fill it, make sure you have it straight up. Don't tilt it. Okay, so that thing's filled. Alright, insert it into the tank section of this device and screw it in. Okay, so right away we're going to be looking for leaking and stuff. So I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit. The coils have already been primed, but I'm just going to let it sit anyway, you know, just to make sure. Okay? So I'll be right back to vape it and see how it works. Alright, so I have the tank filled up. I have it on my Eciggity 100 watt at 30 watts. And this is a 0.6 ohm build. I'm going to back out and we're going to vape on it. Just a quick few seconds to take a look at this tank. As you can see, it's sitting flush on here. The base is 22 millimeters, and it just looks really nice. Alright YouTube, so that was the Billow V2. I hope that I was thorough enough and I didn't miss anything. This is the first day that I've been able to use this device, and as of right now it's been performing pretty well. It looks really nice. It has an adjustable airflow ring opposed to those friggin' screws on the bottom. It also doesn't have a fill port like the old Billow did, and I just feel like the design is so much better, and they really did improve the way this device performs. Based on the changes they made in this newer version. And honestly, it really does look nice. I mean, some people might get bothered by the fact that the tank section is 23 millimeters and the base is 22, but I feel like they tapered it pretty well, and overall it just looks like a really nice tank, and the flavor is just amazing. I'm not having any problems with leaking or anything like that. Right, so again, I did get this device from Eciggity.com. I will put a link in the description. And as far as potential issues with this device, I haven't really found any problems with it yet, due to the fact this is the first day looking at it. It just came here today. So if there are any issues, you could check back at this video. I will update to the description with any problems that I've had, any leaking issues, anything like that. I'm going to put it through its paces for about a week. So expect some updates within a week if there are any issues with this device. But so far, today there haven't been any problems. I mean, to be honest, this thing is pretty affordable and it performs very well with that price point of $35 pretty much. I'd say at this point go and get it, but I haven't really tested it too much, so maybe you want to wait a week. I'll update the description with any problems, but that's about it. So enjoy your day, YouTube. This has been VapeTrac with the Billow V2. Have a great day.